All right, let's have a look at question 1c. So this is from the 2014 NCEA 2 exam, the Algebra final. And we've got question 1c, which says the equation blah has two distinct real roots, or two distinct roots. Find the values of n. Now, here we're going to have to use a discriminant to do that. We're not really given any clue as to how those roots form. In other words, if one is twice the other or more than one is half the one before it. Instead, we're going to have to use the discriminant, but we are told they have two distinct roots, and if they've got two distinct roots, then the discriminant must be greater than 0, and that's the thing which we're going to have to remember throughout this. So let's go ahead and look at the coefficients for this. So we've got, let's see what we've got. Right, so we've got, I'll rewrite this out. We've got a 3x squared minus nx plus 5 is 0. So the coefficient of this is 3. So a is 3. B is equal to, looks like negative. I don't think it matters if we make it negative n or n actually here, because we're about to square b. C is going to be 5. And let's see how that plays out. So let's write the discriminant. So we've got b squared minus 4ac. And this time, well, let's write greater than 0. Although I just really want to find the critical values to start with. Well, let's do that. So b is going to be negative n squared minus 4 times a is 3, c is 5. That's going to be greater than 0. So we've got n squared minus 3 5 is 15 times 4 is negative 60 is greater than 0. So there is our tentative little equation here. I'm actually going to draw this up here, actually. Here it is. Here is our equation. And I'm going to actually plot this out. So here's 0. Here is, I'm going to call this f of n. That's function of n. And this is our n-axis. Let's now find the critical values. I'm going to put find crit vowels. Find critical values. So n squared is now equal to 60. I can find the square root of both sides. It's going to become plus or minus. So n is equal to, now let's just see where we get to with that one. So we've got square root of 60. I get 7.7459 is 7.7459, and then there's a whole 6, I'll call it 6, 7, whole bunch of numbers there. All right, so let's now draw this. Of course, it's going to be plus or minus. I must put the plus or minus in, and the reason for that is this is going to be here. We've got a number here. This is our 7. This is our 7.7. I'll put 7.7. And here is our negative 7.7. There it is. And this is our graph, and it goes all the way down. And well, actually, I'll try and draw a little bit better. I'll try and draw it in a way which is going to reflect what's about to happen. Sorry, I'm going to turn this thing upside down. I have to draw it like this. Now, that may look like a weird way of drawing it, because obviously this goes down a long way, and there's our 60. But we're looking for values as a function of n that are greater than 0. Well, these values here are all less than 0, because there's 0. These values here are all greater than 0, yeah? So you could either say this is the discriminant here, or you could say it's a function of n, f of n. Now, let's look at the values that are greater than. They're going to fall here. They're going to fall somewhere out here. This one's going to fall way over here. This one's going to fall like over here. This one's going to fall right there. This one's going to fall right there, and so on. But these ones are going to start to fall progressively farther and farther outside this. So the values we're looking at are everything from here, everything below this point, and here, everything above this point, not including these points, by the way, because if it was including, excuse me, if they included those points, it wouldn't say greater than, it would say equals. We use equals to find the critical values, which are just where the points are where this all takes place. But the fact is, n is going to have, the values of n are going to have to be greater than 7.745. I'll call that 7.7. I'm going to go 2dp. I'll call it 7.75. Or n is going to have to be less than negative 7.75. And that would be my solution. And we get there pretty much by drawing the graph. I think drawing the graph is a useful thing, and you can kind of see how it all plays out if you do that. Hopefully that makes sense.